Hello, hello, good morning. Um, Today, I have this on my mind, and I went to pay my respects to a youngster that passed away this month, and I remember going to their home a few years back to get tickets, I believe, for the Bombs United event in San Jose. And as I was there, um, I met I knew George Bolt from the car shows, and then I met his wife Diane. Little did I know that we went to school together at one time. At, I lived in the Bay Area, Morgan Hill, for probably about 2 years. So we went to school very briefly, and what a small world that we all went to school together at that time. And I met her son Timo. He was so young and very very nice youngster, very respectful, and so I'd see him at all the car shows, and we'd go out to different events, and I'd always run into him, and he was very very nice, very respectful. And actually, every time I would leave, I'd always think like, wow, he's so young, and he's such a nice person. As time, as he got older, um, he continued to be who the way he was. I would still see him at car shows, and he would still be very very nice. When I first met him, here's a picture. Here's a picture of when I first met him. That's the way he looked, very young. And then that's his mom, Diane. And then we went to an event in San Jose, and then that was him again as he was getting bigger and bigger. It's a trip that he's so little, shorter than his mom. As time went on, he was a lot taller and he's grown up. I went to that event. That was in San Jose at I believe, the Soleros Ball, and it was a really good event. Um, Unfortunately, he wound up passing away, and I was shocked to hear that because it's the parents' worst nightmare to lose their child. I went to school with his dad, his mom. So this weekend, I went to pay my respects. One of the reasons, I remember going to their house to buy the tickets for Bombs United. Um, and the one thing that really touched my heart is that they invited me in for dinner. Um, when they invited me in for dinner and we all started talking, and then realized, that wow, we all went to school together. But, number one is I always say, you never know who you're breaking bread with. And just, that gesture alone of inviting me into their home. I'm a truck driver and I showed up in my diesel to buy the tickets. And I had dinner with them. It was really nice. I never forgot that. And of course, Timo was there, and he's always nice as ever. Um, as time went on, like I said, I would always see him at the shows, and it's very sad to hear that he passed away so young, 21 years old. Very very sad. My son and my grandson's birthday is July 8th, and I remember I was thinking about my son and grandson. My daughter, Weta, her birthday is July 9th. And that same day, July 8th, is when I saw that Timo had passed away on July 6th. And it was very hard for me because, we have sons, we're parents. It hits home. It's very, very sad. As I was listening to the pastor talk at his services, Monday was the 4th of July. The pastor said on the 5th of July, Timo went in there like he did, and he went to the altar and he raised his hands to the Lord, and he had the weekly service, of church, and then he passed away the next day. Man, that was deep. That was deep. It really, really hurt my heart, But at the same time, I realized that, again, he was at the altar reaching out to God and giving his life to the Lord. And little did he know, at a young age, the next day, he passed away. I always remember, good people in our lives that are no longer here anymore. And the only thing I could think of is, beautiful flowers in heaven. Because when we have a beautiful person here on earth that's touched so many lives in a positive way, whether it's their smile or their how they're so just nice to offer their help. And I heard the service ever saying that he was very generous in helping and doing whatever he could for anybody. And I remember him being like that. Like I said, I would see him at the shows, and he was just always so cool. I took my time to go schedule a load to go to Gilroy to unload, and then the services were in Morgan Hill, the town next door. And I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went to pay my respects to this youngster that was a very, very nice person, and to pay respect to George and Diane Bolt. Got to catch up with some of the old school friends from seventh grade. Like I said, I lived there maybe 2 years, and then we move on as we do because we're troqueros and we travel and follow the harvest all over California. But I was glad to been able to have met him, to know him briefly through the shows, car shows. I was glad to know that he gave his life to the Lord, and the very next day he passed away, and it's just so hard and so sad to as a parent, man, to lose your child, your baby, 21 years old, and it just hurts. I look at the picture, I look at these pictures and I can't imagine. I just can't imagine to lose your boy, And I have a son who's 6'4" and he's 30 years old. Even though he's so big and so tall, our boys will always be our kids. They'll always be our kids, no matter how tall they become. So it really hit hard. It hit home, and it was very sad to see him pass away. But I do know that beautiful flowers are in heaven, and I'm sure he's there, just with God. He gave his life to the Lord, and he's there with God now, looking down. Now he'll take care of his mom from heaven. It's just on my mind to share this, gente. Be blessed. Be appreciative. Love your life. Be thankful. Be grateful. I truly am thankful for all my sobriety and my life, my wife, my familia. To Diane, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine your pain. But every time I see beautiful flowers, I always think of the beautiful people that are no longer here with us. But they'll always be here in our hearts, in our minds. And every time you see that beautiful flower, know that that's our beautiful familia just smiling at us. Okay, with that being said, be blessed.